Hello, fellow YouTubers. A little late at night here and got kind of bored, so decided to come in and post another quick video. Again, this is one of my just kind of random pull stuff out of the stacks and any excuse to make a video. So I'm going to kind of go through that here really quick and just show you a few pieces. This is what's actually playing in the background right now. It was kind of low, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. Very cool album here. This is one of those bands that are kind of resorting back to the old sound and flow of this early 60s, 70s R&B. So I mean, really kind of a nice album, going back to the real roots of music before things were just purely, commercial and the image meant more than the music and all that kind of stuff. So very good album. Definitely recommend checking that out if you haven't had a chance to yet. This is LHOQ. This is a really good album too. A group I wasn't really that familiar with, and my wife kind of pointed it out the last time we were at the store. Record store actually in what city were we? I think we were in Chicago at that time. But really cool album. So again, if you haven't had a chance to check that out, a lot of good tracks on here. Make sure you do that. I don't think I've shown this one before, but as I've always say, what the heck, if I did, we'll just show it one more time. Weezer's Green album. And of course, this is on, pull it out here, make sure I don't hurt anything, on green vinyl. So it's a very nice piece there. And of course, this biggest hit off of this album, the song most people recognize would be Hash Pipe. But that's a very, very cool album. Then we have the Donnas, definitely one of my favorite female groups. And again, I might have shown this in my punk vinyl. Even though the Donnas aren't really punk, that's the feel I get from them, so that's the section I file them under. But I absolutely love the Donnas. Very good female group who, just true rockers when you really get down to it. I mean, they have some really kind of grab you and take you on a ride type of stuff, and I think that's just very cool. So those are my girls there. This is probably not my favorite album by them, but still, it's still a very good record, and more importantly, a Donnas record. This is Bob Mould. I believe it's his first album, self-titled Bob Mould. This has my favorite song by him, which is Ego Override, which is a very, very cool song. And that's another one of those songs that just kind of, I'm really partial when a song can kind of grab you from the first moment and just kind of, once it drags you in, it's like, you can't get off the ride until the end of the song. So anytime a song does that, it kind of adds a little more value to me. It's a little more special, and that's exactly what Ego Override does. It's like this almost loud, distorted, just kind of goes from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds, and then it doesn't stop until the song ends. So, but there's a lot of other good tracks on this record too. That just happens to be my favorite Bob Mould song. Then we have the New Pornographers, and this is the album Challengers. Again, very good record. A lot of good stuff on here. My favorite song is probably Challengers off of this. Really cool vocals on that song. Very nice melodies. Lyrics are pretty cool too, so it's definitely a record to check out. And kind of back into some more of the basic mainstream here with, No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom with Miss Gwen Stefani. This is a sealed copy that I still have here. I believe I think it's a colored vinyl, if I remember correctly. I think it's red, but I haven't opened it yet, so I have the CD and the cassette, so I just haven't had the urge to open the vinyl yet. And of course, this had their hits such as Spiderweb, Just a Girl, what was it? Oh, Sunday Morning, Don't Speak. So definitely some of their bigger stuff. So that is Gwen and No Doubt. Jody Grind here. This is One Man's Trash is Another Man's Treasure. This is a really cool kind of obscure album as well. Just one of those interesting pieces that I picked up and kind of enjoyed a little bit. But if you get a chance to check them out, I definitely recommend that too. And My Morning Jacket. I think this album kind of goes without saying as well. This was kind of cool because it came with the CD. But this is a 2 LP set. Really good pressing, I think. I thought it sounded very well. It's about 5 or 6 good tracks between the two LPs here, so definitely a decent album, and I recommend giving it a listen. And as I often do in my videos, just kind of bouncing all around, going back towards the hip-hop side of things. This is Booyah Tribe, New Funky Nation. This album came out, I know it was back when I was in high school, back in 1990s when this came out. But this is just, again, one of those groups that just decided to put out an album. Never really made it big or anything like that, but they did have one really cool song called Raid, which is probably the best song on this particular album. But again, if you never heard of this band, that's definitely the song that you want to check out. Melvins. This is their song Nude with Boots. And this is pretty much vintage Melvins here. My favorite Melvins album, which is Houdini, and I think I've shown that one in a video before. But checked this one out the other day, and again, it's pretty cool. The Melvins, I think, are a very cool group, mainly because it's really hard to kind of label them or classify them, if you will. I mean, if you were to take them and throw them into your metal category, they fit right in there. But if you wanted to kind of put them into your punk category, they kind of fit in there too. I mean, it's just a really good mixture of just, good, hard, in-your-face, distorted type guitars and rhythms and so forth. And it's one of those bands that's kind of just doing their own thing, which is always cool to me. So if you ever get a chance to check them out, make sure you definitely check out this Melvins LP. And the very last one I'm going to show here is one that I actually picked up at a thrift store for 50 cents the other day. And this is the Night of the Guitars Live. This is just kind of a live concert with just a number of different guitars kind of jamming with different type of songs. You had Randy California from Spirit, Pete Haycock from Climax Blues Band, Steve Howe from Yes, Steve Hunter from Lou Reed, and also played with Alice Cooper, Alvin Lee from 10 Years After, Ted Turner from Wishbone Ash, Leslie West from Mountain. So I mean, you had some pretty big names that were on this particular album. It's a 2 LP set, and there's also some pretty cool songs they covered here too, because they covered, as you can kind of see on the back, All Along the Watchtower. What else was on there they covered? I think, yeah, Hey Joe was on here. A Whole Lot of Shakin', Johnny B. Good. So, we talk about those guitars and those type of songs, there's definitely a very, very good album there. So get a chance to check that out. And finding this for 50 cents in mint condition was an absolute steal. You can always, don't believe me, kind of go on eBay and check and see what those are going for. And the very last one here, again, kind of bouncing around, Jimmy Reed, I Ain't From Chicago. Very nice blues album there on Blue Way. And again, this is one of those ones where, as I've always mentioned, I kind of go through and I always do my little tags where I, put the year, dollar amounts, and the good songs and stuff of that nature. And I notice on this one, I'm sure you can't see when I go zoom in too far, I just have all written on side 1 and side 2. So from top to bottom, this is an absolutely great blues record. So again, as I always kind of say when I'm showing stuff in my videos, if you get a chance to check it out, make sure you do, because there's some very good stuff on there. Alright, so another quick video, YouTubers, and as always, I appreciate you checking out my videos. I am going to do a little bit of record shopping this weekend, so I'm sure I'll have some nice stuff to post in the next few days. Oh, actually, before I cut this, well, nah, we'll say that for next time. Alright, take care, guys.